Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 8th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click it, put the password in and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked to dislike characters of this season. Please have your say. It takes 30 seconds and your results will be shown in the final episode. Cannot wait to see you guys choose. So obviously Michael threw the gauntlet down to Whistler. He wanted to fight to the death because he was blaming him for Sarah's obviously death. Now, interestingly, Lucero give Michael a second chance to say, look, is this definitely what you want to do? And Michael confirmed it definitely is. Now, Lucero said, look, mate, come back in like half an hour or something and we will get this fight underway. Now, interestingly, Michael and Whistler was working together and basically all they needed was a distraction so they could go into Sammy's cell, take the bars off, throw the ladders down and actually get away. You know, Lincoln managed to put the drugs into the coffee, which the guard actually supped. You know, it knocked him out, so they only had one guard tower that they had to focus on, and it looked like it was all going to plan. He's climbed down the ladders, Michael is ready to run off when a big cloud has come over the sky, blocking the rays of the sun, which means the guard that he was hoping that was looking away, because obviously, you know, his vision would have been impaired, would have had a clear view of them all. So Michael's had to say, turn back, go, go, go. They've climbed back up and they've had to actually go into this fight. You know what I mean? The time was there, you know, their period had passed and they had to commit. So them two was fighting to the death when luckily for Michael and Whistler, the ladder did actually fall from the window. Now, one of the guards noticed that the other guard in the tower wasn't there and they'd gone up to check him. When they grabbed the binoculars to have a look around as well, they did see the ladders and the alarms were sounded. They've all gone inside. They've looked. They've been saying, look, mate, whose cell was this? Now, everybody knows it's Sammy's, but nobody wanted to obviously say it's mine. They've ended up killing somebody and said, look, mate, we assume it was your cell. If anything like this happens again, we'll come in, we'll kill more of you. They also made Lucero look weak in front of everybody because basically he was exposing his deals that he cut with them, the guards, to keep him in a position of power, removing all cell phones, cutting the water supply, doing this, doing that, do you know what I mean? So that it looks like he's on top all the time. Now, obviously, Lucero's figured it out with Sammy that the only person foolish enough to escape from this prison would be somebody who's successfully done this in the past before, and it was Michael. And he's dragged him into his office and he said, look, mate, I'm giving you the chance to come clean to me now. Are you trying to escape? Now, Michael obviously didn't confirm it, but he turned around and said, look, actually, I don't care if you're saying you are going to escape. I'm going to make you escape because now my position is weak in here. People are going to come after me. People are going to want to rise to the top. I've got family on the outside. I've got 5 kids. I need to get out of this prison. So you're going to facilitate the escape and I'm going to come with you. If you're going to do it for Whistler, you're going to do it for me as well. Which is a good little twist. It actually really was. So I can't wait to see obviously what happens. More people are going to be involved now, you know. Now, Lincoln, obviously, he was trying to capture LJ. He's trying to get him back. And obviously, he had Susan at gunpoint. She was willing to die for the cause, which obviously put Lincoln in a tough position, and he had to just, well, not kill her because he's not a cold-blooded murderer, is he? And he ended up saying, look, give me some more time. She's gone and actually spoken to Whistler, and he said, look, mate, you know, you've got an extra 4 days to get me out of here. We still don't know exactly why they needed that specific time frame, but Michael's seen them two having a conversation at the end of the episode, and I'm hoping that he's going to question him today, say, who's that? Do you know what I mean? Why are you speaking to her? What deal's been cut? What does she want? Do you know, what's going on? Is my brother, is my nephew okay? It's going to be interesting and I can't wait to find out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Michael, it's a special occasion. My dad's coming today, so I'm just gonna wait here till he shows up.
You look sharp.
Michael's got daily visitors, hasn't he? All bars are being sealed on the windows.
Giving us 4 more days. Listen, back at the exchange point, I saw 3 body bags. You, me, and LJ, we weren't getting out of there alive.
You do what you gotta do, Link.
I know you're angry at me about Sarah, but
You lied.
I cared about Sarah. You loved her. But LJ's my son. I couldn't let anything happen to him. You know that.
You used me, Link.
I think it's a bit ruthless, to be honest. I feel like Lincoln assessed the situation and thought like it would demotivate Michael.
Carter Blue Label. He always had such high-end tastes for a girl from Wheeling. You know how much I hate to travel, Gretchen? But considering the mess down here, I make an exception. And it's time to clean it up. We're ending this today. I don't pay you to be my advisor. You're my operative. You have your instructions, now get it done.
Now he's referencing what happened to her, wasn't it, when she explained what happened to herself to LJ last episode. But interestingly, you know, I've got to be honest, I have totally forgot about this dude. I really have. Like, I totally forgot about him and Kim and everything, that it was their idea to get Michael in there to extract Whistler. Now, that's obviously me being just silly, if I'm being totally honest, but it has been a couple of weeks. Like I said, I've been away and stuff, but yeah, like, I've been thinking, you know, like, why did he really want him out? Like, what is his purpose? You know what I'm saying? And I totally forgot, because I've been heavily focusing on the, you know, pretending he's a fisherman and going out to sea and figuring out what it is, the information that he's holding. That was last season that they ended up changing the plan, and they wanted to send Michael here and he wanted to extract him, and it was all his idea. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad that this has been brought back in, because I literally totally forgot. And like I said, mate, you know, her as well, she's called Susan to Lincoln, and she's called Gretchen or Greta to these, and like, I'm pretty sure I call her each one. I don't even know. Like, I think however the episode goes, the conversation, I think last episode was calling her Greta. I think at the start I was calling her Susan. So she's flicking around. But yeah, 3 body bags was there. I clocked the body bags on the floor last episode when he drove away. But I was trying to think, like, you know, what is the significance of that? But they even put it together, did I? But Lincoln did. It was for one for him, one for Michael, and one for LJ.
My boss wants things to move a bit faster.
Well, tell him you can't pull it off. I might get killed if we do this.
And I might get killed if we don't. Be ready by 5. That's when it happens.
What about Schofield?
Kill him.
The military's reinforcing the bars and all the windows. Can you talk to the colonel?
Performance yesterday have no further sway with the colonel.
Some of the men don't feel the need to pay their debts anymore. It's been 1 week, man, and we lost 3 men. I want to bring on Christy Bull. He's solid, man. One of them Darien ghetto boys.
But I promise you nothing.
Find me anything that can sustain heavy RPGs and small arms. A Cougar, a Striker. Call Susan Mel, put him on standby. Tell him we might need him.
Hello?
Yes, I'm trying to locate the family of Mr. James Whistler. My name's Tommy Day. I own the apartment building Mr. Whistler rents from. There's been a busted pipe in his unit that's caused some damage to the apartment next door. Please come to the apartment. The address is 40 Abel Bravo in Arborio, Unit 4.
The company's giving us 4 more days.
It's been an intense 24 hours. I have things on my mind.
Yeah. Like your last trip to visitation, maybe.
She was company. After your failed escape, she came to remind me that I have a stake in this too.
Shell. What about Oscar Shells?
Raped, killed. I couldn't turn him over to some scumbag lawyer who was just gonna get him off, so I killed him.
Mate, he's confessing now because he's obviously drugs are kicking in. Hopefully she doesn't, you know, use this.
Did you want me to get drugs for you?
I assume that whoever set this up must think that I might have some value. That's why you came back. But I can't testify like this.
I would have thought that they could medicate him drugs, you know what I mean? Like, give him stuff to get him ready. See, I could be wrong, right? But if I was like a heroin addict and like I was to maybe go somewhere to become not a, you know, like a drug user anymore, at first they would give me the drug. I know that sounds daft, but like, you know, I literally know nothing about drugs, but just say I took 10 milligrams of it a day or whatever's, then you'd think that when you went in there they'd give you 9 milligrams, and then a week later 8, and a week later 7, and a week later 6, you know what I mean? Like, until you get to, like, you don't just go in and say no drugs anymore and just let them shake and rot and sweat and all that in the court. I mean, they might do, but I would have thought it's like smoking, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you smoked a packet of 6 a day, now how about you smoke 2 less for the first week, and then 1 less the next week, and then 2 less the week after, and then in a month's time or 2 months' time, you're not smoking a pack anymore. You're smoking 1 or 2, 3 a day until you can get to the 0. Do you know what I mean? You don't just go like that. Especially if they want him to testify and get up and tell facts and information about the government and all that, try and take them down. You want somebody functioning at full capacity. You don't want them here like that, unpredictable, sweating, not even knowing that if you can look at them, if you physically can believe what they're saying. Do you know what I mean? Because if you seen him in his state like that, would you actually believe what he was saying? I wouldn't, because he don't look composed enough.
Listen, man, I'm sorry about before. Like I said, things have been intense. So much depends on this working out.
My nephew's life depends on this working.
I don't look like no invitation to the Sona Hawkins dance. What do you got cooking up with the Cheryl, huh?
It's none of your business, Theodore.
4 o'clock?
It's a sketch of Lucero's quarters.
I don't think that he's going to take Michael out with me.
Pays a year's rent in advance and then gets locked up. This apartment, I mean, whoever he brought here, Doesn't mean he didn't love you.
I feel like it's because of his work. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why he has it. It's like a headquarters, a safe place for him, somewhere he can go.
There's another door in here.
They're proper kind of hinting that he's going to take Michael out. They kind of focused on him a few times.
What about Schofield?
Kill him.
If Lachero didn't send this, T-Bag might be setting me up for someone.
I'm truly sorry you got caught up in my troubles, Michael.
Again, though, right? If you was going to kill somebody or attempt it, you would do it, like, they don't do it at the right times. Like, facing him, saying, I'm sorry you was caught for my troubles, and then trying to stab him gives him a chance to react, grab, see ya. You know what I mean? Like, if you was technically going to try and take him out, how many times was he walking with his back towards you? Now, obviously, stabbing a man in his back is not as, well, I wouldn't say honourable, but, like, doing it from face to face in combat. But, like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're murdering him. And, like, the safest way to ensure that it's going to be done, and you're going to successfully do it, he stabbed him in the back when he's not looking. He had many times you wouldn't do it to say it to his face and then go for it, but it made it look like there that he was going to. He was kind of like saying, you know, I'm sorry, I'm going to take you out now, bang, but I can't see it happening. Look here.
I take it there's another code. I'm the only one who knows it. The old administration used it to travel between cell blocks A and B. So the riots put us all to B. And then the soldiers came in, blew this tunnel up. You can dig our way out of this?
Yeah, me and a couple of payloaders.
No, now you listen. You're gonna dig out of this place.
Not digging out, but we might be digging up.
Gary Miller.
Hello, who are you?
Friend of James.
I can see why James loves you. Keep sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. I'm gonna make him miss you very, very much. I want you to go home and do your hair and paint your nails and get all ready when James comes home. Don't get in the way, or I promise you things will get very bad for you.
I love confidence, like, because it's just so intimidating, isn't it? You know what I mean? Look how much she dominates the room compared to Sophia. That's why I thought Damon from the Vampire Diaries was so good.
Well, based on gravity and the kind of sand that Selma's built on, we're gonna need some kind of support brace for the tunnel, where the whole thing collapses.
Where you going? Meditating.
They're just getting some rum for Cristobal and his boys.
Rum? I said I meet with Cristobal. Not to be half reading sauna.
I feel like if Sammy can get some boys behind him, he might challenge Lachero. Do you know what I mean?
Let's go.
He's thinking, I've heard enough. Maybe we can escape without me becoming a killer.
I don't know. What the hell's wrong with you?
I have a right to be nervous. My life is on the line, you know?
Get dressed. Or would you rather have me drag your ass back to Sona? Water on the face. Get your suit on.
Everything's in place?
Good. We've done our part. Now it's time for Whistler to step up and do his.
Not really. I have this thing for confined spaces.
Are you telling me you're claustrophobic?
You know, I need to be upstairs.
It's not really an option right now.
Well, staying here is not really an option for me either.
Why don't you tell me what's really going on here, Whistler? Why do you keep looking at your watch? What are you really up to?
You know, Michael's not silly, is he? He's going to see somebody always looking at the watch and acting different than normal.
No, Sammy's on his way. Get out of here.
I have to call my brother.
No, cell phone stays with me. Now get out of here.
No electricity and no running water. Septic's out too, but there's an outhouse in the woods.
$100 a month.
Deal.
You ready?
Alright, if they put a few speakers around there to make it look like there was more of them, do you know what I mean, around the facilities. You know, if they dropped a speaker in each kind of location and then turned it on and he just said bang, 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 you'd be like panicking, like, where's everything going on? Do you know what I mean? What's happening? But Michael, do you know what I mean? Considering he's so... Do you remember last season, or the first one, I think it was, when Sarah was having a conversation with that therapist and he was saying, you know, everybody's brains work like kind of similar, but obviously somebody like Michael's is a little bit more advanced, and like when we see a light, we just see it as a light and it turns on. When Michael sees every screw, every nut, do you know what I mean, every bolt, he looks at it from every single detail, and like, you know, he's going to be sat here in prison and he's going to notice different things as well, and he's going to see like people's personalities changing and mood swinging, and obviously like him acting different, always looking at his watch. You know, that's not part of the daily thing that he's always currently seeing, and he's obviously working and trying to think something's going on. He's seen this woman yesterday, obviously for the first time, now he's been granted 4 more days and now he's acting a bit more sketchy. You know, Michael's going to go and confront him again. Now, it looked like he decided that he wasn't going to kill him. He did have many a time options. I know that Lachero did come in and kind of prevent the first time, but he could have done it the second, but he did slip that knife inside like the room, it looked like. So I mean, I'm not too sure. You know, she needs the operation to go through at 5 o'clock. It looks like it's definitely not going to be happening anyway, if I'm being totally honest, from his side. But if it doesn't happen, I wonder what happens to her side, because you've seen it at the start of the episode. She was threatened, wasn't she, from the general? And like I said, mate, I totally forgot that they was the reason that they wanted Michael to be in there in the first place. So I'm really glad that that was introduced back into it and reminded me of obviously how serious the situation is.
What you want from me, old man?
I just need someone to deliver a message on the outside, someone I can trust.
Hell no. Papa straight as razor blade. He don't get into kind of trouble like you do.
It's not trouble. It's just a phone call.
No.
Look, something really bad is going on. Please.
I feel like when Michael asks for stuff, he needs to be a bit more open about what he actually wants.
Papa, please don't get upset. I have friends in here.
The American?
He's nice. He keeps his word. It's very rare, so he needs my help.
Promise me you won't go anywhere near Lincoln Burrows today.
Lincoln?
It's just too dangerous to be around him, to be with him, to be near him.
Why are you so scared?
Because I can't have you get hurt.
I got a call today from a man who says he's your landlord, talking about another apartment. Should I call him back?
Must have been a wrong number.
She's losing a bit of trust in him.
All I know is that you've got to stay away from Lincoln.
I have this.
I don't want to see it.
Put it with the others.
I'm not coming home.
I hope he escapes to Michael, this guy. In there for life. He did say that he got in there at a dead young age, didn't he? Honestly, really young.
I have a message for you. Don't come home for dinner.
Who is this?
I'm supposed to tell you, don't come home for dinner.
What the hell are you doing here?
Why haven't you returned my calls or my car? You haven't.
He just arrived back at his hotel, but Whistler's girl tracked him down.
I warned her. Take them all out.
Get them all out. Well, he's just got a warning saying don't come home for dinner. And I've got to say, the guy who's always dabbing his face pecks my head. And I don't know why, because he could be sick or he could be sweating. It just does my head in seeing him there. You know what I mean? But they're going to try and take them out, all three of them. It's going to be interesting because obviously Whistler's told her to stay away from Lincoln. She's gone straight to him because she's kind of losing a bit of faith in him. She gave him every chance to obviously admit or say that he had a different apartment. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, like, you've got to face the facts though, that if you're working or you're with somebody who's in law enforcement or high up within a certain thing, then they're always going to have secrets. You know what I mean? If you looked at Mahone's wife, she understood that. But this Sophia, she doesn't technically know that he works in kind of like law enforcement. Do you know what I mean? She does still think that he's a fisherman, and that's where it's totally different for her because she has literally no clue about what's going on and how severe it could be involved. But when somebody come and squared up to you, kind of like in a room, and you've seen a passport with a false name on it before in a secret apartment, surely you must think that something bigger is going on. Do you know what I'm saying? And you need to be wary. If he's telling you to stay away, and she actually, Greta come in, or whatever, Susan told us to stay away as well, you know, I would start thinking, maybe I should stay away. You know what I mean? But she's getting deeper and deeper into it.
I don't care about your boyfriend's apartment inside. I just don't care.
No, I went there, and a woman showed up.
She took something I found. A passport.
I need to speak to Michael Schofield. I'm his brother.
How you get this number?
Listen, I need to speak to him now.
Michael Schofield's brother.
Who calls me and who I call is my business.
I don't know.
Where's your friend?
That guy's out.
Know how this turned out when LJ was in this position, and today is no different.
Yeah, I hope he shoots him this time.
I know you learned your lesson.
I have.
Glad. Well done, Lincoln. You done well there. I'm glad he died. Don't me, I didn't always stabbing himself.
This is an international hearing testimony from one Mr. Alexander Mahone.
You gotta be kidding me. They had all worked with Schofield on the escapes, so the company wasn't sure what they knew. It's all connected. It's a web.
Now we're going to try this again. When were you first contacted by the company?
I cannot say. They could be in contact with us right now. The government that I had dedicated my life to manipulated and extorted me. And I did the things that they made me do so I could protect my family. I would like to go home.
Well, no, you're not really not. He didn't really help them. But I would try and see if there was some sort of correlation between his statements and what he tries to say and Killerman's statements and what he says, and see if they kind of align. Do you know what I mean? Because then you would see that there's some sort of truth running down kind of the filter. Do you know what I mean?
I came looking for scrap metal for the support brace for the tunnel.
Really?
What's it like going through life always distrustful?
You tell me, James.
If your brother should ever call my cell phone again, you tell him you're the one that's gonna pay.
Yeah.
You got the message.
Yeah, you were right. Just try to take us out.
Something's up.
He's doing more than acting strange, man. He just told Sophia not to be near me because it was dangerous.
I mean, let's be honest, right? Unless they get actually shot down by the guards that are in the towers there, that should be plain sailing, that. You know what I mean? Like, he should definitely be getting away. If they've got the ability to turn up with a helicopter, they could drop a ladder down, he's on top of the building, grabbing him, gone. Like I said, the only way that this doesn't go to plan is if the guards shoot the helicopter and actually knock it down. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it should be okay. You know what I mean? They've literally got all the advantage here. I don't understand that Michael's got to him that quick. Yo, Michael. Imagine he gets away as well. Mate, this would totally be the best time for everybody to escape. He's fuming. He's absolutely fuming. Oh, he took his clothes off so that when they come in, they don't know who it was that was dangling. Oh, the general. He's scared now, look.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to take you back to Sona.
You, get up.
You're telling me it's just a coincidence he's picked him?
Mr. Schofield, there have been 2 escape attempts in the past 2 days. Somehow, I don't think it's a coincidence. Caused too many problems here in Sona. Llévenlo.
I'd be loving it if I was him, really, but obviously the situation is not ideal with what's actually going on the outside. Machero's not going to be happy now as well. He needed him. If there's any other situation, Michael would be loving it, wouldn't he? The fact that he was taken out of Sona, you know what I mean? I can't really see many prisons worse than this one. The conditions are so bad, aren't they? You know what I mean? It'd be a blessing in disguise if they come in and took you out to transfer you to a different one. But obviously, the situation's not ideal because you can see Michael, he still needs to do this so he can save LJ's life. And obviously, possibly the Lincolns now, because they tried to do a hit on him in today's episode and he did end up killing that guy. You know, he had to learn from his mistakes last episode where he didn't shoot to save LJ. You know what I mean? But you can't be living on a run each day, somebody grabbing somebody that you care for or somebody that you know and don't want to be harmed and always have a gun to the head. You're going to have to retaliate at one point. Now, you could see Greta here because she's scared now, you know. Choosing whatever you want to call her. At the start of the episode, the general come in, told her, look, mate, you know, plans are plans and they change, and I'm the person in charge, and I've decided that we're going to go ahead with this one. We're going to go in, we're going to extract him, and you're going to take everybody out. I don't care if you kill Michael, Lincoln, if you kill Sophia, you get the job done, take everybody, all witnesses out, and extract Whistler from the prison. Now, she's gone in, she's sent the full helicopters in. You know, one with full-on weapons shooting down the guards, the other one's obviously dropped the rope down, got a couple of people on there as well. Guards managed to shoot one of the people out, you know what I mean? It looked like they had a casualty there falling down. And, you know, Michael quickly managed to assess the situation, realised that he was doing an escape on his own and managed to get to him before he could actually grab onto the rope. Now, interestingly, do you know what I mean? Michael's weight holding him down, he couldn't really fly away. All the combat that was going on, the guns, the shots firing, he was taking too much hits and he had to just cut the rope, leave it, and, you know, fly off. That's why you could see her panicking kind of at the end. Total different personality to the one where she met Sophia in the apartment, or whatever you want to call it. She was kind of like controlling and dominating, and her aura consumed the room, where here on this one, when she was waiting for that phone call at the end, when she was sipping on a beer or whatever you want to call it, she was you could tell that she was trembling a little bit and she didn't want to answer it, and she didn't answer it. So again, it's going to be interesting to see obviously what fate she has in store for us, because she was threatened that if today's plan didn't go successful, then the last time that she was tortured, do you know what I mean? This time it's going to be nothing like that. You know, it's going to be so much worse. And you could see last episode as well, she explained to LJ the pain that she suffered, and it was the worst moments of her life. And now obviously she's been threatened again and she's not succeeded, which means that obviously this is looming around the corner. So Can't wait to see that one. Obviously, Sophia's learning more information about Whistler. She feels like she knew him, but she doesn't. She's found a passport with his a different name on it. She's obviously found a new apartment as well. And, you know, the people that he's working with and the organisations, and realising that, you know, he said that stay away from Lincoln today, I'll call you later. And she's gone and told Lincoln that. And then they've ended up being attacked and he's ended up having to kill somebody. She'll know now that he's not a fisherman. You know what I mean? And the last few episodes are going to be interesting because obviously she's going to go probably back to the prison and see what's going on. Ask him what he's doing and who he is and why he's been lying to her. You know, and I don't know how Michael's actually going to come back here and escape and break everybody out because, you know, looks like today he's been trampled out to go to a new prison. And, you know, realistically, he can't do anything now. You know what I mean? He literally can't do anything. Even Lechero, you know what I'm saying? He was relying on Michael to get him out of there. And now he's gone. What's he going to do? Because he looks like a small little uprising and people are losing faith in him as well. So, you know, this is episode 8. We got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to go. So there's still quite a bit for it to unfold. Mahomes is coming back, which is going to be good. But Michael has just been taken away. So that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're not yet voted for your most likely dislike character of the season, please do take 30 seconds and your results of mine be shown in the final episode. Cannot wait to see you guys choose. But like I said, Michael's been removed from the prison now and Mahomes has been taken back. So I think personally it's the government's kind of fault in the Mahone situation that they didn't get the information that they wanted. You know, they've kind of, I know that he was rushing them to get to the courts and also that he could get the information so he could flee Panama and get back to the US and go back to this prison for the 4 years that was proposed, and then he could go back to his normal life. But also they should be open to each other. When he told his colleague that, you know, that he was using and he needed the drugs and all this has been happening since the Oscar Shell thing, they should have been open to each other, her and her other colleague, and said, look mate, we need to give him some. You know, I said something earlier on in the episode that if he was a drug addict and you was going into you know, recovery, that people would still give you some of the drug until you taper off it slowly until you no longer need it. You can't just cold turkey him. And the fact is, if they wanted him to sit up in front of a judge and a big board listening to information and wants him to give enough information, believable information, to take down, you know, the previous president and the corrupt government, then he's going to have to look like he's stable. He's going to have to look confident and trustworthy, and in his current state he didn't look none of that, did he? And he just sounded like he was talking nonsense and he was a bit crazy. And she did come in to give him his tablets, but she ended up putting them in the trash. And I just think that's her fault again for being late, and I think it's the other guy's fault again for being too rash to send him in there without really focusing in on if he was able to do it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say that he was in a poor state. He asked him to put some water on his face and recover himself. Do you know what I mean? But obviously that's not happened. And now he's been sent back to Sona. They've not got what they wanted. He's not got what he wanted. So again, big mess up all the way around. Again, I was talking about mess ups. They tried to do the extraction and that was a fail as well. So now it's interesting because Sammy, he heard that Lechero's had a phone call from Michael's brother, and obviously he's not happy that he's kind of been secretive towards him. He thinks that he kind of made himself look weak as well because he offered the guys some rum who wanted to recruit as part of the team, and then Lechero's like, no, it's just mine. So then obviously he's gone up and he's looked a bit silly as well, because obviously he's offered something and he couldn't get it, and then today he's withheld information about the phone. And again, you could see that when I think it was last episode, they come in and he exposed the stuff like the chair was doing as well. Confidence isn't growing for him. And I feel like I thought it was going to be Teabag that was going to try and rise to the top. But I feel like Sammy might as well with his little small little group that he's trying to create again. So that's one to keep an eye on. Now again, Whistler, he took his top off, didn't he, during the escape, and obviously ran and knelt down like he was another prisoner, so to speak, but we didn't really see him get caught or anything like that. But Lechero's going to know it's him, and you know, he's probably going to confront him next episode. I'm not too sure really how Lincoln and that are going to go and capture now LJ, and what Michael's going to do to obviously reunite with them as well. Where's he being taken to? But it's going to be interesting to see the final few episodes of the season, because obviously Michael's still got to be rescued out of wherever he's getting taken to. But I do think it's going to be an interesting final few episodes of the season, to be honest, because, you know, we're going to have to get confirmation that Sarah is completely properly dead. That LJ is hopefully going to be saved. Lincoln is going to try and save them. Michael is going to try and get away. You know, what's happening to them inside of the prison? Is T-Bag going to stay there? Is Bellic going to stay there? Do you know what I mean? What's happening with Sucre? You know, is Whistler, he's going to be killed, or is he going to escape as well? Are they going to figure out what more the company wants with them and the information that they've got? You know, are Michael and Lincoln going to take them down? There's still loads of stuff that can be going on. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for us. Thanks for checking it out today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.